Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, hi everyone. My new show. Brand new show tonight. We are going to be doing some dating. And I've got a co-host with me, Joe from Montana. Hi, Joe.
Hey, I'm on? Oh.
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, hey.
Don't get all shy on me now. You're on. Okay.
Okay, good.
Brilliant. So tonight, I actually created the show because I've actually been talking about it to a few people for a while now. So N2, who's out there somewhere, I know N2, I'm trying to get a hold of you all day, and I know where you've been, but we originally talked about this idea for a bit, and he knows it's a passion of mine to, and some other people do as well, to bring people across the pond together. I think I've been lucky to make so many friends, Joe, over the past year and a half from being on BTR. And as someone in the UK, I'm quite lucky to be in a relationship. But there are a lot of friends that I have that aren't in relationships. And I just think it would be just so nice to hook them up with people who may be good people out there. I'm trying to hook up good people. Yeah. That's the plan.
Right. As you were introducing the idea about half an hour ago, I told you I think it's a stupendous idea. I think this is a terrific idea. This is an idea which is an idea whose idea has come, kind of cliched, but dating sites aren't doing it. You've taken the initiative to do it. I think it's a great idea for people who are being introduced to other people by, for example, an intermediary such as yourself that both people trust.
Yeah.
It creates an environment in which people can or let's say, be accepting of the situation immediately. It takes away from the quivers of first meeting. This is a very good idea.
Yeah, so I've been talking to my girlies in the UK, and I've just reassured them that American men are absolutely fantastic. So look at me, going out there and bigging you guys up, saying, look, you can find a great guy in the US. You may not be able to find one at home, but with that kind of cross the pond experience, you guys might find that you have a lot in common. And, if that person eventually would be interested or you are willing to travel, well, you both need to meet each other halfway at some point. It might be the beginning of something really great.
Actually, it's very possible, even though the pond, as you're talking about, isn't logistically a simple matter. It's a matter of, let's say, a few miles. It's possible if people do have the right chemistry, if they do have the right mindset, that one or the other or both might be able to and might be willing to meet in some neutral place. And again, it's a good idea. It's nothing bad to be lost. It can be a lot to be gained if people play the cards right.
Yeah, I think so. And so let me tell you what my concept is. Let me tell you about the concept. So the idea is that my girlies who are listening out there, that you call in, it's a bit of a blind date. So we're in a virtual world here. You don't get to see. I put some pictures on the show page just to give you guys an idea of the kind of women that could possibly be online tonight. Okay, but I specifically haven't put the pictures of the ladies who are going to be part of the game, because I think it should be a bit of a date. And when you discover that person, you have a chance to have a conversation. If you want, you have a hookup on Skype. I'm suggesting to people who get together as a result of this show that they allow the other person to see them on camera, and that you have a straightforward, honest conversation. And if you like, you keep talking. And you may consider actually virtually dating, or you escape. You just let it go. And all I'm asking is that people come back after a week of having a conversation and come and share, with our listeners, because the whole idea is to engender some confidence in people out there to actually start dating and finding someone. That's one of my, my real passions. I seriously want to see all my friends, everybody I know, hooked up, right? I think you shouldn't be getting older and not have someone in your life, but someone that's right for you. And maybe sometimes you just need a little bit of support to get there. So that's the plan. I've asked the ladies tonight to just come up with 5 questions that they would want to ask a potential partner. And I'm asking the guys who come on, if anybody in future shows, this is the very first one, so I know people may not be so confident about asking, being asked, or being the contestant. So, I did say, Joe, if no one volunteers tonight, it'd be great for the girls to be able to ask you some questions. And then next week, maybe some of the other guys out there who may be a little shy will come on. And I say there's nothing to be shy about, because it's all virtual. No one can see you. It's all a voice. And it's all about what comes out of your mouth, really, what you tell the people who are online. I mean, we did have 4 girls originally. I've lost 2 tonight. One person's gone sick and the other person wasn't able to get in. But I do have 2 ladies. I've told them they can use their names or they can use an anonymous name. I've also got a lady from the US who's also interested in joining, and Sharon, and she just contacted me on a show tonight. So if you ladies want to call in, the number is 347-945-7556. Now, it's not going to be the length of show that it normally is. I'm not doing a 2-hour show. I'm hoping this is really going to be over within about an hour, the most 90 minutes. But we can have a little debate after if people want to keep talking. I don't mind. But I'm not staying on for 2 hours, probably 90 minutes max. I don't want it to be too long, an exercise. But what I want to encourage my listeners to do is to listen to what people ask and to give me your views. So the interesting thing tonight is I can't see the chat room, but I did put on my show page that you can email me or you can tweet me. You can go on to my Twitter, morebeangyou. If you tweet me at morebeangyou, you can tweet me with your comments about the show and about the questions that were asked, and even our contestant, who may be Joe tonight. And if you're interested in being a contestant in the future, just email me, tweet me, or, go on to my website, www.ebonyempress.co.uk, and leave me your details, and we'll get in contact, and I definitely will have a Skype conversation with you, and then, you can come on and be a contestant. I want to first get the ladies to select a guy, and so they're going to ask the majority of questions, but we're going to turn it around in a 2-week process where the guys then selecting. Okay, so you are selecting guys at the end today because you actually say which woman you'd like to date, but the majority of the questions will come from the women, so they will select you first, if you get what I mean. So if they ask you all the questions, they decide they like you, you're in for a date. If they say they don't, nobody says they would date you, then you don't get to select anybody. But if the women say they will date you, at least one says they'll date you, then you have a chance to select that person by your own question, all right? So that you're part of the whole thing. Yeah, do you get that? Okay.
Yeah, I also want to put...
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Do you have your information on your show page? About how they can reach you? Okay. So let me suggest. All right, let me suggest this. So a lot of people probably would not remember. They already got your phone number, otherwise they wouldn't be listening. But they probably won't remember your tweet, your Gmail, or your Yahoo, or wherever you are. So what I'm going to suggest is this. People who want to get in contact with Ebony in order to be a contestant on the show so that you don't have to remember a lot of stuff, all you have to do is go to blogtalkradio.com / and then Ebony, and I'm not sure if it's going to be Ebony-Empress or Ebony Empress, but here's a nice trick for you people listening out there. Go to blogtalkradio.com, BLOGTALK, radio.com, just like it's pronounced. And then there is a little search engine box up on the upper side, the right upper side of the monitor. It says search. In that box, just put in Ebony Empress, EMPRESS, Ebony Empress, and then you'll be able to find her slew of shows. And from there, you'll be able to reach her homepage, her show page, and then you'll find out her tweet address, her email address, her phone number, and I would presume you either have your website or you will put your website there eventually.
Yeah, the website is on there. The website is there.
Okay.
It's already there. Yeah.
So then they won't have to try to remember, you won't have to try to talk about what your addresses are, and people probably will misspell. But here's the thing. Yeah. They can go to that one page, and then they'll have the information there. And there's another thing. Tonight, I want to lay some ground rules for me. Because for me, I will not answer certain personal questions. For example, if you ask me how much money I make, none of your business. Other personal questions, and this isn't just because of the show, it's because I remain anonymous on the Internet, period. I don't have Facebook. I don't have LinkedIn. I don't have Twitter. And there's a reason for that. I'm a political activist as well. Even Ebony does not know my phone number nor my email address. Nobody in BTR knows me. and I keep it that way because, as we found out in the past couple of weeks, the NSA is keeping a record of everybody in America. Oh, okay. I realized from years ago. So I'm anonymous on the net. So if anybody asks me a question that I think is beyond the pale, I will just politely say I will not answer that question. So you can ask me about my philosophies, how I feel about dating, and anything related to that. But other things, I may not answer. But, okay, I just finished. That's it.
Well, okay, well, just to say that everybody can be anonymous tonight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that are calling in, if you want to call in as a guy and be a contestant, I'm actually going to accept a contestant without it being a special, kind of vetting because it's the very first show. So if anybody, outside of you, Joe, as a guy, you want to call in and you want to be, one of the people who will ask a question tonight, be asked a question tonight and go on a little dating experience, you can be part of that tonight. But you've got to call in now. The number's 347-945-7556. We have two ladies, I believe, already waiting on the line. Let me just see if I can bring them in. Okay, let's bring the first one in. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi, welcome to the show. Okay, and what's your name? I know you're from London, so do you want to tell people?
Is it me? Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, hon, it's Vic.
Yeah.
It's Vicky.
Vicky.
Okay. All right. All right, so those people who know, you will know it's Vicky, all right? Okay, let's bring the other person in. Who else have we got?
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm
name
good.
And sign in, please.
You want to tell people your name and where you're from?
Oh, sorry. Alison from London.
Okay, so I've got Alison from London. I've got Vicky from London. So you actually have two ladies tonight. I know that there's also a lady, Sharon from America, who wanted to get on. Sharon, if you're listening, now's the time to call in. So 347-945-7556. I don't know, his phone's quite noisy. I'm not sure who
that's
that
not me.
is.
That's Vicky.
It may be Vicky. Hold on, let's see if we... Yeah, it is Vicky. All right, Vicky, your phone's a little bit noisy. But actually, it's better now. I've brought you back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So the girls have 5 questions each that they want to ask. Should we give it a little time to see if anybody... I mean, if you're in my chat room, right, and you're a guy and you want to get involved, just put a message in the chat room so we know you want to come in. But you do need to physically call in so that you can be part of the game. And it's just a bit of a dating game. So it's,
guys, call on. This is going to be fun.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I said no drama.
Ebony Joe.
There is no drama. Yeah. Vic.
Ebony Joe. It's like if I turn my fan off, can you hear me better now?
Yeah. No noise in the
background.
No
background noise, Vicky.
It's hot in England. That was you.
Well. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, it's hot when you're talking about dating as well, because that gets you a little steam.
Yeah, that ought to get your blood pressure up, Vicky.
You guys need to relax.
Behave, Joe.
Alice, you should be really cool as well, because I know you guys, you're not afraid of the process. I know you're great single women. Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you fine?
I am, yeah. I am.
And
so
a question for both of you, are you both drama-free? Because this process requires you to be drama-free.
I in particular.
What do you class as drama-free?
All right.
Okay, so drama-free means that, you're not someone who walks around with your baggage from the past that you bring into relationships. So you're going to go on this experience being totally open to who you might find, to what they may say, to just learning about somebody without having any agenda in your mind as to particulars. Right? Do you get what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, when I say no drama, I mean a clean slate, okay? Just with a nice, fresh approach, and no hidden agenda as to what you think or what you don't think about the person, because you don't know who you're gonna talk to yet, right?
No.
Unless you.
I mean, me personally, I'm just coming onto the show just to have fun and learn from the answers and the questions that I put out there and see what comes back. So it's all fun.
Okay.
It's all good.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Amazing, Alison. Okay.
And well, let me add a little bit to that, because I think maybe you might be alluding to my particular perception about what drama is. Is that true, Ebony? Okay. Here's my thing about drama. No game playing, no raising of voices and creating conflict, making mountains out of molehills. So I'm going to add that to what Ebony has said. So, I mean, if women have that kind of history, you can come on the show and, of course, talk to other people. But me, I am not eligible.
Okay. You mean eligible for that kind of conversation, right?
Right. That kind of woman. I don't care how sweet she is, how good looking she is. If I knew, for example, she had a history of just creating drama and loves to play games, out.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
that's
understandable.
That's understandable. We've got someone 7474 who's got their hand up. Let's find out who that is. 7474. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, I know who this is.
I was on yesterday. How's my British accent?
Oh, sure. Oh, no, it isn't. I thought it was low. Somebody else. Oh, okay.
I was on yesterday. We were talking.
Yeah,
about,
I remember. Yeah.
Remember?
Someone I spoke to. Oh, you're on Tuesday. We're on Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing a little dating game tonight for singles.
Okay.
Well, you're married, so you really can't participate.
Yeah. So
well,
you got to be
but you know what? I do know the dating game because I've dated a lot of women, and even though I'm married, I've been married twice. I've been on a lot of dates, and I tell you, my biggest good thing about dating, I've always thought, is serial daters. There's a lot of serial daters out there. Well, women just going out with guys they don't like, just trying to get a meal and trying to get a show or dance. Serial daters, you know what I'm talking about. And what's up with that? I'm curious. What's up with serial dating?
Well,
why do women
want me
serial
to interject on this? Because tonight is a special. It's like the dating game tonight. It's not going to be about normal conversation. It's going to be about women calling in, asking men questions, and men calling in, asking the women questions, as opposed to our being philosophical.
Okay. That's cool. I'll play the game.
Yeah, but I do have a role for you. Okay. So at the moment we've got Joe online. I don't have anybody outside because this is a brand new game. But you can be Joe's advisor, okay? So I will have a break in the show where I allow Joe to take advice before the girls make a decision as to whether they date him or not, and you can be his advisor. So you need to listen in, hear what's being said, and you give him some advice whether he should date or not, and whether they should date or not. You can give advice to both sides as a married person, but you can't get involved in the conversation. But you can definitely give some advice when I give a break. All right?
All right.
Is that okay? All right, so I'm going to put you on hold, and we're going to get going because I have allowed a fair amount of time for the people to call in. If anybody else wants to join, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to come in very quickly now. But if not, let's get going. And we've got about an hour and 6 minutes of the show, so I don't really want to waste the time that we've got. But I'm going to go to, who wants to go first, Alison or Vic? Who wants to go first for their question? All right, Alison's going to go first. So, Joe, are you ready?
Being the only contestant so far, yes, I am.
Okay, all right.
Then, sir. Now I'm gonna try and break you in easy on this one. So, what would you do if you had no electricity for 3 days?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Okay, am I living by myself, or am I living with my girlfriend, or what?
No, you're not with a girlfriend. You're just on your own, and you've got to entertain yourself for 3 days.
For 3 days?
No electricity. Yeah.
No electricity. Well, I'd find a way to pay the bill. But let's say what you're saying is if I can't do anything inside the house for 3 days, huh? What would I do?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Would it be that is there anything that you can do to entertain yourself for 3 days, knowing that there's no electricity, so you can't read, you can't watch TV? What would you do?
Well, I would go over to a friend's house and stay over there for a while. I might go to a couple of movies to spend the time. I would go over to my relatives' houses and spend some time with them. Because if I have no electricity, what would I do inside the house? There wouldn't be anything that I could do inside the house. So I'd have to spend time. I'd have to spend time outside of the house entertaining myself. Now, are you assuming I have or do not have a girlfriend at this time?
At this time, I'm assuming you don't have a girlfriend.
I don't have a girlfriend. Okay. Then the answers that I gave stick. I would go over to friends' houses, relatives' houses. I would spend time with them. I would go out to some movies with some friends of mine. I would call up some girls if I was inclined to do so. Because I couldn't bring them over to my house, so I'd have to try to convince them to stay over at their house. So. That's what I would do. Since I don't have a girlfriend, I would call up some girls to see if they wanted to go out. But mostly, I would go over to my relatives and friends' houses.
Okay. Thank you for your question, your answer.
Mm-hmm. You've got 4 more. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe
do I have to call
maybe
you all of them, or am I doing it intermittently, Sandra?
No, you can do 2 questions and then we'll alternate. Is that okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do 2 questions and then we move on and we get Vicky to ask 2, and then we'll come back to you your next 2. All right.
Okay. My last question then for now is there a history of mental illness in your family?
Hell no, of course not. What are you kidding? Of course not.
Yeah, no.
Never has been, never will be. What'd you say? When? What?
Sorry. Yourself included.
No. Hold up. No. Nah. It hasn't been a... No.
I wouldn't even say yes if there really was.
I would never say there's been a mental history kind of thing in my family. No, but with me, maybe.
Oh, my God.
Okay, thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Back to
Vicky?
you, Sandra.
Yeah, Vicky. Thank you for that, Alison. Vicky, it's your turn. Do you want to ask a couple of questions?
Okay. Right, question to Joe. I know Joe likes a cheap first date. So,
cheap all day.
You like a cheap first date, Joe. And I like it. Not a problem. Groupon. Love Groupon. Okay, what would you do to leave an impression on me on a first date?
To leave an impression on you?
Yeah.
Good question, because I don't believe in trying to leave an impression. What I like to do is just talk. And on the first date, is the first date arranged by me or by you?
Mutual.
Mutual. So we both agree.
Yeah.
Because I like amusement parks. I like walks in the park. I like going to movies, even though people think it's boring. So which of those do you like first? Let's take amusement parks, because I like amusement parks.
Okay, in England we don't have too many, so I'm not good with rides. But my ideal first date that I've done once or twice, which I found good, was I've gone to the pitch and putt to play golf with people that don't even know how to play golf and taught them how to do that. And we've just gone kayaking.
Kayaking? Okay.
Yeah, like kind of some kind of activity where you both.
All right, let's go. I've never gone kayaking, so I can learn that. I've gone canoeing, which I like. So I'll go kayaking.
Same thing.
Okay. So to make an impression on you, I wouldn't. I wouldn't try to make an impression on you. I would just go kayaking. I would give you my normal personality, which I like to be bubbly. I like to be funny. I like to be in good conversations. But to try to make an impression, no. My impression, I would dare to say that my impression on BTR is negative because I am a cheap date. I don't. I'm for men's rights. I don't think that a man should go out of his way to try to make an impression on women that he doesn't know. So that would be me, because I wouldn't expect you to try to make an impression upon me. I would just want to have a good time with you. I wouldn't try to impress anything about myself upon your consciousness.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm kind of older, so I'm kind of done with all that anyway. So I don't need, if you've been to all the nice restaurants and you've been to all those nice places and you've had those experiences, you really don't actually need somebody to do that for you because you've already had it. So
yeah, well, I'm over 40 and you're near 40, so yeah, I'm beyond that. Okay.
Okay. Now, question number 2 I think it's question number 76. What is the best advice you ever received about life?
About life?
Like some people have a kind of people have a kind of statement that they live by or choose to live by, or just guides them along the way. Yeah.
Nobody's ever. I have received some good advice. It was regarding relationships in an indirect way. Not the best advice I ever heard overall, because I have found out that my observations have been my best determining factors about how to proceed in this journey of life. But I'll tell you what that particular piece of advice was. My aunt had told me that even if I had seen a family member being cheated on by his or her husband or wife, by his or her spouse, mind your business. Do not tell your cousin or your family member they're being cheated on. Stay out of it. Now, that may seem like, kind of cold. You don't want to try to repair some sort of damage that might be going on in their relationship. And here's why. If you tell your family member, no matter how close you are, you're going to be blamed for telling them, because they're not going to believe you. They don't want to believe that their spouse is cheating on them. If you don't tell them and they find out that you didn't tell them, you're going to get blamed anyway. So, and I found from experience, keep your mouth shut. Let people handle their own business. So, in an indirect way, that had to do with relationships. For me, nobody's ever given me any real advice that would let me know which rudder to use to steer to which direction. I found that out on my own. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Perfectly. Wonderful. Thank you.
Sure.
Ebony, back to you. Ebony, back to you.
I think she's done with me. After answering those first 2 questions, I don't think she wants to have anything to do with me anymore.
No, she's gone to sleep. Ebony, wake up.
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was actually, we had a contestant who called in, and I was trying to just talk to him, and I hope he's going to call back, because actually he was waiting for you to finish, Joe, so that he could get in.
All right.
But yeah, he hung up. So if you're listening, call back in, because I think we will be ready for you very shortly. So you guys have one question left, and then I'm going to bring in our married person, and he can offer some advice. Right? Yeah.
Oh,
how many questions did you do?
We've done 2. We've done 2, haven't we?
Yeah.
They have 3 apiece.
Oh, you've got 3 left.
Yeah.
You got 3 left. Yeah. Right. So, Alison, you can do your other 2, and then we swap over and we get. Yeah, I need to stay with the program. Yeah. Okay.
Okay then.
All right.
Okay. My next question is, what religion do you practice?
I'm an agnostic. I don't believe in religion. I believe that there's possibility of a God, but I don't believe in organized religion.
So, in that how do you holistically treat yourself? What do you do with regards to that belief?
What do I do with the what?
So, for example, you have no religious belief that you practice. Is that right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but how do you treat your body? You know, like.
Oh, okay. How do I treat my body holistically?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how religion has to deal with that, but unless you want to think that a person's body is their temple, I don't like to eat processed foods. I'm against GMOs, but we don't have any choice, really. So I've taken pretty good care of my body over the years. I have very good recuperative powers. My immune system is good. My body is in good physical shape.
It's like mind, body, and spirit. That sort of holistic thought that I'm kind of more referring to.
Okay, mind, body, and spirit. Well, you don't need religion to have a moral compass. As a matter of fact, most of the atheists and agnostics that I know practice Christianity better than people who are so-called proud of their Christianity. I find a lot of hypocrites practicing organized religion. And I think atheists and agnostics, as I've already said, they have a better sense of right and wrong than most people who are in organized religion.
Okay. Right. And do you have a financial plan?
A financial plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not to spend all the millions I've made in my life. Yeah.
Hey, no, that's good. But will you share it?
My financial plan is to stay financially solvent, and that's it.
Okay. And is it working?
Okay.
It could be better. Okay.
Fine. All right. Well, I've given you my 2 questions there. Thank you for the answers. So back to you now, Sandra.
Okay. So let's bring...
And I will not answer any more questions about financial plans, what kind of job I do, how much money I have. Okay, I just answered that one, which was a workaround.
Chill out. Come on. Let's get
well, those are my rules. Hey.
We hear the rules. Chill out.
Okay.
I only chose that. I chose that question before you gave your rules, so I chose it from the 100 questions that Sandra gave me. So
there you go.
I don't think that it was
100 questions,
good, but not.
Yeah, I actually gave the ladies 100 questions
not
each.
Personal.
Yeah, that's fine. They have 100 questions, which they're actually picking some questions from. So, yeah, we can admit to that. There are 100 questions.
Okay, it seems like you gave this a lot of thought.
No.
Yeah.
My questions didn't come from the 100 that I've been given, so I didn't think about them.
Oh, well done. Alison picked her own.
Okay. So Vicky's next.
Over to you.
Hi, Joe, and hi. I keep calling you Ebony, but that's not your name. But anyway,
it is Ebony.
Honey Child. I call you Honey Child. That's what I call you. If you're local, right? Okay. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Like a proper genie lamp situation.
World peace, of course. Just like every USA contestant for the past 1,000 years. If I had 3 wishes, I really would wish for people to get along better, for world peace, for people to have a better sense of evolution within their psyche. In other words, for them to get off their mental and emotional and psychological stump. For people to become more intelligent and more emotionally balanced. That would be my second wish. And I wouldn't even have a third wish, because I think that with world peace and people actually evolving into the kind of human beings we theoretically are supposed to be, that everything else would take care of itself.
Okay.
No, that kind of sounds kind of good, actually. Well, I've got a controversial one, which I've written myself. I had listened to the show earlier today, another blog show, and it was talking about crazy men and crazy women and all that sort of kind of stuff. And it brought up a question in me, and it said, and the question is, why can't men just be honest?
Why can't men just be what?
Honest.
Oh, why can't men just be honest?
If you just want an FCUK for today, tomorrow, for a month, just say so.
Okay, I'll give you the answer.
You want a relationship.
I'll give you the answer.
I'm just having to put it out there.
Because if a plumber, do you honestly believe that a plumber can approach,
stop that.
What's her name? Angelina Jolie. And the way that she's situated now, and actually get a date with her. And let's say, for example, that Brad Pitt either died or she divorced him. Do you honestly believe that if a man were honest, that he would stand a chance with a woman who is weaker than he is, shorter than he is, lighter than she is, probably less emotionally balanced than he? He feels, now most men, a lot of men, especially when you're younger, when you're teens, they feel they have to lie. As you get older, you don't give a damn.
They still are lying, Joe. Man, they're still
Well, if they're still lying, then I'll tell you what. Why do men lie? There are 25% of men, in my subjective estimation, who are pretty much morons and assholes. And they will do whatever they have to do in order to go to bed with somebody. To me, it's a waste of time just to do that. So what? You've gone to bed, you've conquered the girl, now you've moved on, you're going to conquer somebody else. Who cares? So it's a stupid man. That kind of man is a jackass, an asshole, a scumbag. But in with a relationship, if a man lies about what's bothering him, it's because he knows intuitively the woman is not going to accept his vulnerability. Because no matter what you women say about how you want a sensitive man, once we start showing our sensitivities, all of a sudden, we're growing apart.
Joe, we had Joe. No, I'm just going to interject there because we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, and I was the same person that shared that a friend of mine. I'm the person he's not got a private relationship, and he comes to me with his business problems or just anything that he's got going on. So that's not the case. Not everybody's like that, Joe.
Most women are like that. So that is the reason why in the situation I just gave that a man would lie. But other than that, if a man's lying in order to try to impress you, he's a moron.
No, this is about lying, basically. Okay. You meet a guy who wants your number.
I'm going to interject.
Okay, baby.
I'm going to interject, guys. I'm going to interject. The reason why I'm interjecting is because we do have another contestant, and Joe was really just showing how it works. We have another contestant, girls. So what I want you to do is regroup. I'm going to ask the guy who called in, because I know he tried to call in again just now. Can you call in again now? We're going to be ready for you. But while we're waiting for you, I want Joe to get some advice, because you girls have done 8 questions now. You can take some advice from our married caller, and then I want the girls to think about, would you date Joe or not date him, and give your answer once these two have had their conversation. So, 7474, that's my married friend. Come on, remind me of your name.
Oh, my name is Greg.
Oh, Greg. Right, so I want you to have a chat with Joe about the questions that he's answered. And just give him some advice about whether you think he should date either of these girls.
Sure. Well, for one thing, these women haven't revealed themselves at all. Said Joe.
That's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing that I see, that these women are acting like interviewers. When you act like interviewers, then you feel you're greater than the man, and that's a turn off to me. So these women need to reveal themselves a little bit more.
Well, let me say something.
Quit being so. They seem to be on the offense quite a bit. Men are dogs, we're liars, we're cheats, and it kind of turns men off a little bit. It kind of puts us in a defensive posture when women say that stuff. It just tells me that they've been burned before, and they might be problem women. Joe would be cautious if he would date these women. I know he is. I would be. I would date them.
Greg, what question question would you get Joe to ask? He's got one chance to ask a question of the ladies.
Good point.
What question would you get Joe to ask the ladies to find out more?
What question to ask these ladies to find out more?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very tough question. I would ask them
if you were Joe, what would you ask? Yeah.
I would ask you, why did you date your last boyfriend?
Okay.
Why did you date him?
All right.
What were his attributes that attracted you to him? That would be telling.
Okay. So should we get the question in, and then I'll get the verdict from girls, and we'll get the verdict from Joe. Do you want to go with that question, Joe, or do you have your own question?
No, let me go with that one. Okay. Both of them have heard the question, unless I have to repeat it.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Who does that go to?
Who wants to go first?
Alison can go first, no problem.
Okay, Alison.
Well, me, it was the intellect of conversation that I had with that person. I guess also the fact that they was a martial artist and they were a doctor, not in medical terms, but they were a doctor. That kind of got me interested in them. So that was it for me.
The doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to ask a follow-up question?
I mean, come on. No. That's weak. He's a doctor. She has to expand on that. Come on. She has to expand. He's witty. He was charming. He walks in the park. Come on, doctor. Come on. That's pretty weak. Come on.
Okay. Here we go. He was very charming. Yes, there was walks in the park. There was lots of telephone conversations. I think what it was as well is that it made me laugh a lot. So I was comfortable with that person a lot. And I guess because you're comfortable with that person, when you're out and about, you feel protected. You feel happy to be with that person. You feel safe. So it was a great many combinations.
Like what?
All of those things that I've just said to you.
You didn't give me. You didn't say anything, man. You're not telling me nothing. I want to know why you dated this guy. I want to know why. What made you go out with this guy? What? What was it?
I just said it was the conversations. It was the laughter. It was the commonality.
What conversations did you have with him? What were they about? I'm just curious.
We don't have the time for that, Greg.
We don't want to
answer nothing, bro.
Okay, it was an interesting conversation. The guy was
he was a doctor. We went on parks and we talked well. I mean, come on.
I could think we only have an hour, and we have another guy who has to get on.
Although he was although he was a doctor, that side of it never ever really much came up. So that part really wasn't what was the red light or the green light for me. It wasn't.
So maybe the question
it was a commonality.
The question may be, Alison, what was the glue that made you stay in that connection with him?
There you go. Give me something.
It was the commonality of things. For example, I'm vegan, they're vegan. We have the same kind of holistic beliefs, so that connected with us. And because we could
there you go. Now you're talking. You're talking now.
There we go. Then we had commonality in a lot of things that made us bond even more so than I would with other people.
Okay. Vivian?
Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that's enough for now.
Thank you.
Vicky, you're next.
Okay, you're asking somebody who's not dated for years, so I'm the worst person to ask. The last significant person I can think of is he just touched my soul. He still does. That's it, done.
Well, how do you touch a soul? I'm just curious. You don't have to go into intimate, but I'm just curious why.
No. I still wrestle with this now. I don't know. Years later, I don't know. There's something that I just connected with him. He connected with me, and even me and Ebony went out last Thursday, and I spoke about it. I still don't understand what happened, but it's just a simple case of that he gets me, I get him. We're not together, but we know when each other's not in our best place, and we help each other out. And I don't know what that is. And that's it. He just knew how to do that. He knew how to tap into me. That was it. And I knew how to tap into him.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Joe. Thank you, Vic. I'm going to ask Joe to make a decision. But before you make a decision, I'm going to ask the girls, would you date Joe? Yes or no? Vic first.
And you don't have to give any reasons why or why not.
You don't have to give a reason why or why not. So, Vicky, would you date? Escape. All right. Alison, would you date?
Return.
Sorry?
Same.
The same. Okay.
So that's both escape.
Both escape.
Okay,
all right.
so both no then.
Both no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would you date if you had the choice to date? If either of them wanted to date, would you have said yes to either of them?
I don't know enough about them.
You'd need to know more.
Oh, yeah, I would need more.
I'd have to see them.
Oh, God.
Go on, Greg.
All right,
We need the visuals.
Yeah.
Why? I don't date any woman over 145, 50 pounds, for one thing. I'd have to see what they look like. If they're not attractive, I'm not going to date them.
Well, on this date,
come on.
Joe, you were selected, Joe. If you had been selected by the ladies, then we would have definitely had, you'd have had a connection, and you'd have got to see if you wanted to see what they look like.
Mm-hmm. I know, that was a part of the rules beforehand. Yeah.
That's part of the rules. So I'm going to say to the guest who called in before, now's the time to call back. I know you've been calling in and a bit longer than we meant to be, but now's your chance to call back. We're actually waiting for you. So ladies, what I want you to do is to think about your 5 questions, regroup, get 5 new questions, or you can use the same if you want to, but I think it'd be nice to have 5
Well, they've got one
questions.
more. They've got one more repeat.
They've got one more, but do you want to do the one more while we wait for him to come back?
Right.
What's the one question that you would want to ask, final question that you'd want to ask Alison?
Well, there was one that I was going to ask of my own, but I actually think I'll cop out of that one. And I think I will go with, what are you looking for, Joe, in a relationship, in the long term and in the short term?
Mutual reciprocation. I treat a woman the way she treats me. I want a woman, no drama. I don't want a whining, nagging woman. I want a woman who is a woman. And I know it's hard to find, but that's what I want. Okay. When a woman treats me right, shows me appreciation for who I am, I will show her. And if I show her first, and if she reciprocates, then it's fine. I'm of the philosophy, I want to please my mate, and I want her to please me.
Okay. I think in that respect, then it would be about opening up to say what you would do to please either yourself or the mate, and vice versa, what you expect. So, I mean, what you said is very blanket. It's very...
So what would I do to please her? Whatever she likes, as long as it's not compromising my principles and it's within rational means. If she says, I like to go to Monte Carlo on the weekends, well, goodbye, babe. Enjoy all by yourself. So,
but it might be that you do go to Monte Carlo on the weekends to do jet skiing or whatever it is. But, and if it was that way, then you'd be fine with that, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it has to be within rational parameters. So, if I have those parameters, then she has to fit them. It's a very simple philosophy, which people don't do. Most people are in relationships for themselves, and they have emotional baggage that they don't unload. Okay? I want somebody who, once they trust me, respect me, like me, and I'm good in bed, I don't want emotional baggage to disrupt that relationship. I will show appreciation, and she's going to show me appreciation. So that's basically, it's very simple, but a lot of people just, because it's so simple, it's profound.
I hear that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for that.
All righty. Vicky, you're up.
Thank you, Edison.
You're welcome.
No,
Joe,
Vicky.
you can ask me a question. Joe, you can ask me a question.
Ask you a question.
Yeah, because
All right, you don't want to ask me? Okay.
No, there's just, there's nothing relevant, so you ask me a question.
Okay. What do you bring to the table to make a relationship work?
Oh, Lord.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
You wanted it, you got it.
Oh, Lordy. You know what? Come on. You're talking to the wrong woman. I don't bring shit. There you go. I'll say it. No,
you don't bring... Oh, well.
I don't bring nothing. I don't bring
Vicky, are you sure on that? Are you sure you don't bring anything?
I know that you know me, Ebony. I know, but you know what? No, but Ebony, this is that man. This is this man trick of getting like the 400 on their list. I don't. Do you know what? Look, I don't bring. I know I don't bring the kind of, you're going to have the G8 summit conversation like Hillary Clinton was your wife. You won't get that from me. It's never going to happen. However, I do like to treat my men very well, and I do like to look after them, and I do to make sure they're okay, and I do make sure the house is okay, and everything's just okay. So whatever they're doing, they don't have to worry about anything, right? And I go and do my own job, but yet I look after those things, and I get pleasure out of that. I bring that. I'm not a high-level babe. If you need your MBA rolling and bowling and doing all that, that's not me right now. That's not where I'm at right now. But that's what I do. And I've never had anybody say to me that was a problem, because people said to me, I treated you like a king. And I'm like, what the hell? I didn't think I did anything. But to me, that's normal. That's just what I do.
So
that's
what is...
all I can bring.
Do you also bring to the table? Tell him what intimacy...
Oh, did someone attach a question?
I think Allison is advising Vicky about how to answer that question.
Hold on. Yeah. Where? See it? I can't see it.
Why would I want to date you? What specifically? Okay, I'm for emotional quality, so I'll give you a hint. What specifically would make me feel like, you're the one? I want to date you. I mean, I want to be with you.
Joe, I want you to say that.
You straight. It ain't gonna happen.
Vic, save it.
Wait a minute, you're not going to answer that question?
Nope, save it. We've got someone else on the line. Let me bring someone in. 2446.
That's a cop-out.
Yeah, she can answer it, but let's hold it for someone else. So, because we know you guys aren't going to date. So, 2446, welcome to the show.
Hello, esteemed panel.
Hi. We know that's N2. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Very well. How are you? How are you, Joe?
Okay, Ann.
We're good. N2, are you going to be a contestant tonight, or are you just observing which one?
Oh, no, I'm going to be a contestant.
Are you going to be a contestant? Wow, okay.
Yes.
Okay, look, I'm going to go into overtime for this, okay, just so I can get the answers in. So, girls, are you ready? Have you got your questions ready? Ladies?
Hello.
No.
Alison, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm sorry, I just got cut off. Sorry, I got cut off. What was the, what did I miss?
We've got a new contestant, and he's ready. His name is N2. Or Patrick. Patrick is on. He wants to be a contestant tonight. So I just got to say sorry to the guy who was calling in before. We kind of missed. But if we have enough time, we'll do it tonight. If not, we'll do it on the next show. We'll interview him, and, you'll get your chance. But N2, you're on now, so you get a chance. The ladies will ask you. I'm going to make it 4 questions each, all right? And then we go. To a discussion. You can actually use Joe as your advisor, okay?
Okay.
Here's my advice. Don't date either one of them. Yeah. I'm only teasing.
Whether you're going to date him or not. All right, so Joe's only teasing. All right.
I'm only teasing.
First two questions, Alison. Let's go.
Okay. Oh God. Let me stick with the ones that I've had using before. Is there a history of mental illness in your family?
No, there isn't.
Or with yourself?
No.
Okay. Neither me. I just thought I'd ask. And then, thank you for your answer. The second one is, what religion do you practice, if any?
Could you repeat that, please?
What religion do you practice, if any?
I don't practice religion. I'm a spiritual person, and I firmly believe that spirituality supersedes religion, which is a man-made social construct.
Wow, I high five on that one. I also believe that as well. So good answer there. When you say that, as I said earlier in the program, I am vegan. What's your diet and what's your spiritual belief on the food and treating your body?
Basically, what I do is cooking is one of my passions. So I have a wide variety of what I like to eat. I'm not a vegan, but I am not adverse to cooking purely vegetarian meals. So I have no problem with it.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, thank you for that answer. Back to you now, Sandra. Where is she?
All right, Vic, since Ebony isn't here, why don't you pick up the pace and ask N2 some questions? 2 questions.
Hello, Patrick.
Hello.
What's your favourite book and why?
I'm a nonfiction reader. My favorite book, I don't have a particular favorite book. The genre of books that I like to read are ancient civilizations, philosophy, and the occult.
Okay, brilliant. And what's the most important thing in your life right now?
Could you repeat that again? I'm having a hard
time.
Sorry.
No. My headphones is not singing properly. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Vic.
Okay, thank you. What is the most important thing in your life right now?
My health.
Okay. Amazing. And what is... I ain't going to be able to get this because the way you speak anyway. What is your point of view of the world?
It's a travesty at this time, but hopefully people will raise their level of consciousness, become more aware of what's going around them, and realize that it's not enough to live in your own habitat, that the world is a community and we're all here for each other.
Lovely. That's really nice.
All right, that was... Okay, Ebony, you're back. Alison gets one more question because Vic asked him 3.
Okay, hold on a second. I do not like the name Vic. It's Vic. I don't like the name Vic. It sounds like a medicinal preparation you put on your chest when you've got a cold.
So what is it you like to be called?
Vic. It's not Vic. It's Vic. V-I-X.
Oh, Vicks, but not Vic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Vixen asked him 3 questions. So.
Like the mentholatum rub, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't like to be the mentholatum rub. She wants to be called Vixen.
You got a cold on everyone's chest. No, thank you.
Okay. So Alison has one more question, and then.
And my final question, Joe, to Joe, but also to N2. Do you?
No, Vix. You asked him 3 questions. Alison gets to ask him one more to even up, and then you choose whether or not you want to date him, and then he can get advice from me as to whether he would want to date you. So Alison, you have 1 question in your quiver.
Okay. All right. What is your passion? What is your passion?
What was the question?
What is your passion?
My passion is gaining more knowledge, cooking, and working with young adults and children.
Thank you for your answer. It's very
Okay,
good.
so Ebony's not back yet, I presume. So here's the thing. For the sake of time, you two can, I guess, converse with each other, or if you don't want to, now's the time for you to decide whether it's a yes or a no. So if you want to talk.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So right now, have you had both 4 questions? All 4 questions gone?
Well,
No,
they've asked each other. They've asked them 3 questions. Is it you're going to let them ask 4 questions?
Yeah. I've got one
okay,
more.
so you have one more apiece.
Yeah. Vicky's got more.
Okay, Patrick. Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes, but not necessarily in the romantic sense.
Fabulous. Absolutely. Understand that. No problem. Thank you.
So has Pat had a chance to ask a question of the girls?
No, and Alison has one more question left.
All right, Alison, one more question.
Okay. What are you looking for in a relationship, in the long term or short term?
I don't view relationships, number one, in the short term, so I'll answer it in the long term. I'm looking for a woman who is intelligent, takes good care of herself, is insightful, is compassionate, is passionate, and espouses a high level of integrity.
Thank you very much for that. Love it. Okay, back to you, Sandra.
Okay. So my question would be, Entu, do you have a question for the girls? Before you guys make a decision, Entu, do you want to ask a question?
Just one question?
Yeah, one question of them each.
Oh, and it can be a different question, or do they both answer the same question?
It can be a different question, just one question each.
Whatever you feel you want to know. Whatever you feel you need to know.
Okay. Alison.
Yeah.
From a personality standpoint, how would you describe yourself?
Personality point. Bubbly. Can interact with conversations, but also very quiet when I choose to be. So can be very extrovert, very introvert as well. Very caring. I think those are the things that I think very loving as well. Yeah. I think so anyway. I'm sure there must be much more, but I can't think of them.
Okay. Fair enough. Vicky.
Hello, my darling.
Hello. From an emotional standpoint, at the stage that you're in your life, would you consider yourself stable or unstable?
Unstable.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Okay, so Vicky and Alison, you need to decide now whether you date or not date. So Alison
I don't
first
need to say nothing after that comment.
Come on, Alison.
That's their word.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let's go through the process. Alison, date or not date?
I would.
Sorry?
She would.
Yeah, I would.
Now it's up to Vix.
You would date. Okay,
She
Vicky?
His comment said enough, and I need to say no more. Next.
You don't want to date? No?
Oh, that's
I
a
don't
no?
need to. He asked if I was on
this is about you. This is about... No. Play the game. This is about you. If you were asked the question, you're asked the question, this is not about what you think the other person thinks or would say or whatever. What would you say about that person? Would you date or not date?
Next.
Okay, so that's...
All right.
All right.
Okay, so N2, questions for you. You can take some advice from Joe.
Okay.
I have no advice. I think he's capable of asking the question that he thinks is appropriate for both. But he already, doing that. I mean, and what's the advice that I'm supposed to give him?
No, if you want to, you can offer some advice.
Oh, no. He's doing fine on his own. He's, he should just, go with your gut.
Okay. All right, N2, it's up to you.
And the question is?
The question is, for Alison, would you date? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, the question for Vicky, would you date or escape?
Escape.
All right, so one of the ladies chose you, all right? You said you wouldn't date either of them. Okay, so as you've been chosen by one person, would you like to ask that person a follow-up question and consider again whether you would possibly date?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so you get another chance to ask one more question.
Okay. Alison.
Yes.
Why would you date me?
Because there's commonalities that I see for interesting conversations and getting to know a person like you.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to hear anything more, or is that enough for you?
In regards to
making a decision. Yeah, are you going to flip, or are you going to stay with the decision, or are you going to flip?
I think I'll flip on this.
Okay, so now you want Alison, so we have a match.
Wait. Now we're just talking, right?
Yeah.
Joe,
right?
You said
okay,
one.
So have you heard the rules? The rules were that when we say date, this is a virtual conversation. What we would have to agree is that for a week you'll have a conversation over a week with Alison.
Okay.
Connect on Skype. We'll sort all that out outside of the show. You talk for a week, and then you come back next week, and you both give your verdict as to whether you would still continue to date or you need to escape.
Okay. If Alison is in agreement, I am as well.
Well, she already chose you.
Okay. Good. Well, I don't know, because you know how these things work. You say no, and then all of a sudden the person might change their mind.
She said yes. She said yes.
She said yes.
No, I'm saying I originally said no.
Right, originally you said no, and then gave you another chance to either stay or flip.
Yeah.
And now you and Alison, yeah.
Can I just ask,
if you're ready for the conversation.
Out of interest, what made me choose no?
No, that's
what made me choose no in the beginning?
Yeah.
It goes back to what Greg said. It's you guys ask questions as if it's an interview and you don't even involve your personality into it. You can ask a question, but you can inject your person, give it some feeling, and you guys don't.
Absolutely.
You don't do that. You just ask the question as if it's a test question. And see, I'm very good at that. I can answer test questions.
That's great. And in all fairness, I'm not used to speaking on the radio shows as all of you are. I probably can count on my one hand how many times I've ever had a radio conversation. Seriously.
But Alison, you are used to speaking, right?
I am, but not.
It's all relative. The forum doesn't matter.
Okay, fine. Then also this is a game, and so I guess I'm feeling my feet as, can I tell that person about me in asking the question that I'm asking? Right. So when I did it with Joe, and his co-pilot, so to speak, was saying that, we're not actually sharing about ourselves. I was like, well, I didn't think we were supposed to do that. So now when I started asking you your questions, I started to try and give you hints about me in relation to your answers.
And you did.
So there you go. So I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning.
And we're learning more too.
And hopefully in that process, Allison, you saw how I actually answered the questions.
I did, and I liked it, and it resonated with me because there are things that I can work with on those answers that you gave.
There you have it.
There we have it. Okay, so we've got a match. The game is not over. I've got one more person who wants to come in and have a go in the game.
All right.
We N2, we still got a match with you guys, and we'll exchange information around that match. But I need to bring someone else in because we still have someone who hasn't had a match yet, and that you know they may find a match. So let's see. Okay.
So I'm done now, right? I'm done.
Yeah, you're done.
Ebony,
I'm putting you on hold.
Ebony, I don't need a match, darling.
Nah, I don't think.
No, I know you don't. But I'm bringing someone else in the game. If it's a game,
no,
let's play in the game.
Yeah, I don't want to be put up in the gauntlet. I was just checking it out, listening to the process. Sounds like the Love Connection, like back in the 80s, but it's all good. I mean, but Chuck Woolery.
Yeah, Chuck Woolery. Yeah.
Jay is in the house.
What's going on, y'all? No, but very interesting process,
great
though.
Choice. Jay, I think you're good because, you've been to the UK.
Right.
I know you've been to the UK, and the ladies are from the UK. Now, so I know you have an understanding of where we're all from, and particularly London. You've been all around. So you're a great person. You're a great person to get involved and ask some questions. Now, we can have a free flow. We don't have to go into set mode questions. I think we're learning with the process. And I think it'd be nice to, because you're late into the process and we've already, established one link between two people, that we just have a free flow and see how you feel about what you hear from the ladies and whether you feel you want to have a conversation.
Right.
And there isn't, just because you selected Alison, it doesn't mean that you can't make a further choice, okay? All right? So it's all open. So I'm going to change it around this time because we've had one match. I'm going to ask you to ask the ladies at least 2 or 3 questions and get them to answer. And then you can make a choice as to whether you think either of them are worth dating, and they can also make a choice as to whether they would like to date you. But we're going to swap it round. So I'm going to get you to ask the questions this time. What questions do you think you would like to ask either of them? We can start with Alison. What would you like to ask Alison?
Wow. Is finances in the equation?
Anything you like.
Well, how important is a man having his finances? At what level? What's the limit of acceptance as far as a man's financial?
Oh, that's for Allison for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for Allison.
I would say if somebody had a financial game plan that they're working towards, then to me that's progress in itself, that they're actually thinking about their finances and they're heading and striving to make it work. So I'm doing the same. So if I've got somebody who's also doing the same, then for me that's a good thing. I hope that answers your question.
Somewhat. I'll go to the next one though. How do you feel for a man that his work is a job that is not an office? He travels quite a bit, someone like myself, and is really never in a stable place for too long. only in time, maybe several times or several days during the year. Or I would say several days within the month. And, let's just say out of 30 days, he's out more than half, a little bit more than half. How do you feel like that? How's the commitment? How's the, stability mentally and, the commitment?
Well, wouldn't you agree that you're going to find different ways to communicate with each other? That you'll use phone, Skype, or, WhatsApp or whatever it is, but you'll find different ways to actually keep up that relationship. And then when you're back with each other, I'm sure you'll have the greatest sex as well. That's my thinking.
Okay. And in regards to that kind of follow-up question, it would be like, if the communication is very...
You only had two questions.
No, but it's a follow-up. The follow-up would be, as far as how frequent,
play the game.
All right.
No, I'm just saying because in that question would be, okay, yeah, you speak and communicate through Skype and all these things, but how often? If the person is working most of the time and he only gets to speak to that person, let's just say maybe every other day, not even every day because of the work schedule.
Well, let me ask you this, Jay. Let's say the women accept you, right, and you accept the woman who accepts you. So you're going to go on a virtual date for a week. Would you be able to communicate with that woman for 4 or 5 days out of the week?
One, maybe 2 to 3 days out of the week.
Okay, so let's say 2 to 3 days. Okay, ladies, is that acceptable to both of you?
My question then would be. My question then would be, what is your game plan? Where do you see yourself in the short term and the long term in a relationship with that kind of level of communication? Hello?
I mean, that would be a thing that's like, you would have to sit down with that person and get a kind of realistic, view from both points. Because you can see it one way, but the other person won't. So, it's just like kind of coming, to the table and be realistic about it. Like, look, how do you feel like this? I know what what I would like it to be, but, can it be this way or it can't be this way or what,
Let me give some advice here because, Ebony, you've only got a few minutes left. The thing is that this is a game. He's willing to communicate.
I've actually added some time in. I've actually added some time in.
Sandra, why?
I added some time in so that we can finish the conversation. But I know that Addison has to go very shortly. So, Alison, if you need to jump off, then that's fine. Yeah. Okay. But
if you can finish with me in 5 minutes, I'd be happy to.
No, that's cool.
To do that
that's cool.
If that's okay.
All right. Okay. So, did you get to finish all your questions?
No. Well, I did. Yeah. I think so. Didn't I?
No. Yeah. I'm asking Jay. Oh, sorry, I forgot his name.
Go ahead.
Did you get to ask everything you wanted to ask?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It was quick and spontaneous.
What about Vicky? Vicky, come on.
Hey.
The same thing.
I'm tired. What's the matter?
Okay, but it's a good time to answer when you're tired. Come on.
Okay, Jay, after my N2K bashing, what do you need to know?
It will probably be the same questions.
Hey, honey, if you're not in town, I'm as happy as a sandboy.
Okay.
I'm not a person that needs a lot of, I don't need somebody up around me every day, not at all. As long as we catch up, text, whatever, check you're doing what you're doing, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, I'm done, I'm good.
So you see, okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So are we going to have the selection process now, or what?
No.
No.
I want to ask Vicky. Well, I want Vicky to get to ask more questions.
Okay.
I think it's an interesting. There's not been enough exchange for either of the girls to really make a decision. So, Vicky, do you want to ask a question? But I'm going to allow.
How much time do you have left? You only have 4 minutes, like you're going to overtime.
No, we don't. We've gone into overtime. I've actually added more time in, Joe. I've added more time.
4 minutes with Chuck Willer.
But it's easier if Jay asks me a question, because, like, I'm sitting here and I'm, like, exhausted, so
all right.
It's asking a question.
Jay, ask a question, then. Ask another question.
I mean, that will probably be like one of the biggest questions, and just what are the finances that needs to be involved? Well, pardon me, I'm in the ghetto. Sorry.
Okay.
The stability. When I say that, a man that can maintain himself, but he can't afford the expensive things in life. He can pay his rent. He can, pay the basic necessities. Has a decent, apartment. Is debt free. In the sense of not owing, thousands of dollars to any companies or anything like that. And, just able to maintain. He can't buy the luxurious cars. He can't buy a Ferrari. He can't buy a Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, Lord.
Now, let me make as an advisor. Let me take on the role of advisor. You've already stated the question in such a way. Huh?
Thank you, Joe.
Okay. You stated the question in such a way as to find out whether or not they would accept you. Now, why don't you ask a question to find out if they're acceptable to your standards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good advice.
That's actually a double standard question, because it all depends on that type of information, in regards to, okay, if she's willing to accept that, then, she's a woman that I can say, to a certain extent, it's like, okay, I can kind of take from that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a double question.
I get it. I get it.
You can kind of come up with your own view, and even though there's a question for her, and what's her status, but then you also seeing at the same time, you're like, oh, okay, she's into,
in other words, since they have accepted you, you like the fact that they accept you. You
could accept that part of, if that's what you're looking for,
Okay, so, I'm not looking
any
for...
of you guys, can I throw in a question for everybody? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, were you going to say something, Vic?
No, well, I was trying to answer Jay, but you carry on. Okay, so Jay, to answer the question...
You go.
Okay. Obviously, I don't know, maybe in the UK it may be different, because we kind of not used to is it ballers or whatever you call them? I know it sounds really silly in our accent saying that.
No, I got you.
we kind of not used to ballers and stuff, so kind of like guys in there, running around like housewives of Atlanta. I'm sorry, we don't meet those people. I don't even know where they exist. Okay, so it's kind of like, a guy with a job that he likes, or if he doesn't like, he's doing something else to do what he needs to do, and he's got some kind of plan, but then I've got my own plan of the two to say, like, okay, we both have got a plan to be better people through doing what we want to do, creatively, entrepreneurially, or whatever. That's totally fine. That's just where Ebony knows what I'm talking about. We're not rolling large over here too tough. I
guess it is. Every city has its percentage of people that look for that, and then you got people that are just regular hardworking people, and they just expect nothing more, nothing less than what they're getting, in a sense of just somebody that could come to the table 50-50 type thing,
Is that what you're looking for?
Paul doesn't look expecting their own.
Yeah, so the two of you need to say what you're looking for. So, Vicky, what are you looking for in a snapshot in terms of a man?
Ebony,
what are you looking for?
Ebony, you put me. Ebony is phoned up to me.
She's not looking for nothing. It's what's looking for her.
Ebony asked me to come on this show, so I'm being a dear friend to come on this show, but I'm like, I have no clue what I'm looking for.
All right.
And that's okay.
So I have no clue.
Do you like what you hear? Do you like anything that you've heard?
That's a nice American voice. I like it, Prince, so that's okay.
Oh, now you playing that Estelle song?
So, Joe, I think we should go to decision time, right? So
yeah.
Let's go for decision time. So, Alison, will you date or escape? Which one?
I was just going to say I have to go.
No, just quickly give us a decision.
I can't give one on the last question because I haven't really. Yeah, I don't feel like we've talked enough for me to give a fair answer.
Okay.
I would need to ask more questions, so sorry. I really...
So you need to be interrogated some more, okay.
Okay.
I didn't get to give you some questions, yeah.
I'm joking. It's all good.
I wouldn't want to interrogate you.
Right. No, but you need to know questions, and you need to know more if that's something that you're looking for somebody.
She hasn't got enough time.
Conversation, but okay. To be continued,
right.
Shall we say?
That will be a good one.
Yeah,
to be continued.
Thank you, Alison.
Okay.
Thank you, Alison.
Guys, it was lovely being on the show. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for showing up, Alison.
I will send you that information so you guys can connect, right?
Okay.
And I will also connect with everybody.
Yeah, did Alison and Sue share the information?
We're going to share that. Don't worry, offline. We will share that. Yeah.
All right. Take care.
No problem.
So has Jay got another question for me? Have you got another question for me?
Do you have one more question, or are you okay?
No, I'm cool. Hopefully we shall to be continued. Maybe have one more time.
Okay, that's with Alison to be continued. Now we have the situation.
Oh, okay.
Now
I mean, it would be the same repetitive questions. So it'd be,
Yeah, but now it's up to Vic to choose.
Vic, do you have any more questions, or are you ready to choose?
Girlfriend, call me Vic. I can't stand
Vic, don't get hung up on it. Jesus.
Vicky, all right. Come on, baby. Do you have one more question?
Go.
Are you ready to choose?
No, not really. Like, where are you from in the US, anyway?
Yeah.
New York.
Oh, that's where my nanny lives. Hey. My nanny lives in Brooklyn, so okay.
Did you say you're an analyst?
My grandmother and my grandfather live in New York.
Oh, I thought you said analyst. Oh, okay.
No.
I was going to ask, do you have any mental illness in your family?
Yeah, well, I'm emotionally crazy, so yeah, that's where they are. But
aren't we all?
Yeah, but I call them my nan and my granddad live in New York, in Brooklyn. So yeah.
Okay, BK.
So I'm over that side somewhere sometimes. So I would talk to him, but doesn't mean I need a video conversation or do a little texting thing or Skyping message thing. So I don't know. Okay. Cool.
So are you up? Do you want this to be continued also, Vic?
For a day?
It'd be interesting because I like his vibe. I don't know.
So do you want to? Okay, let me try to make this nice and short and sweet.
Not doing.
Do you want to continue so that he comes back as a contestant?
My head in, Joe. It's
Hold on, Vic. Hold on. Do you want him to come back as a contestant, or do you want to make the decision now to chat with him virtually for a week?
I don't mind chatting to him. I know men don't do women as friends, but I won't mind having a little dialogue with him. What's the problem?
Okay, here we go. We need to hear from our contestant. Are you ready to date or escape?
You asking me?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually in the same type of vibe. I'm just here to meet friends and really just vibe off of that. So
are you vibing so that you want to?
Are you vibing?
You never know. Right. Currently a single man. Yeah. So
here's the rules. Yeah. Here's the rules. Okay. The contestant, they're going to ask questions. You've already asked a few questions, and they're going to ask you questions. The point is that at the end of the questions, do you select or any of them, none of them, and they will select you or not select you. So I don't know what Vic said.
I would say more dialogue, like what she said.
All right, so to be continued.
Vicky said, no. Vicky said she's to talk. And all you need to say is, yes, you are, and we'll exchange information.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no problem. Ebony passed on my my Skype information.
There you go. Are you ready?
There you go.
Right.
So, Jay, are you ready?
Yeah, you could give her my information.
Oh my God!
Okay, so we have a virtual match. All right.
Okay, can we just ask one question? How tall are you, Jay?
5'7".
Ooh.
I didn't even say it. Ebony said it first.
Oh, wait a minute. What was the question?
How tall
are you? Oh, okay.
Well, it's a conversation. You guys need to talk more.
Yeah, no, I just have a chat. No problem with that.
Yeah, you'll have a talk. And see how you feel.
Yes, well, he's been to the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just over there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah?
That's no problem. Absolutely. Not at all.
All right, okay. So we've done well. We've got 2 matches tonight.
Yep.
Joe?
Oh, yourself.
That's right.
Just sounds like we finally got there.
Joe,
it's been a bit of hard work.
Joe, but you're lovely. But trust me, my brain can't deal with you, so that's why I had to bow out grades for Lee.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Nobody had to give any reasons for either yes or no, so not a problem.
Oh, what I'm going to say is I know that Jay had to drop off, but I just want to thank you guys for actually taking the time to interact and to do to kind of go through the exercise of asking questions and being asked. It's not easy to find out whether someone is someone that you want to date. It's really hard, right? But I think what I want the show to do is to create a nice...
You owe me.
What does she owe you? What does she owe you for? You came on, had a good time, participated in a new concept.
That's the disclaimer.
Hey, Ebony.
Yes.
Ebony. Actually, you don't have 2 matches because Jay has access to both.
No.
One is to be continued, and the other one is to actually talk.
Right.
Now, I have a golden rule, and listen to what my golden rule is, and this is based on experience from the ghetto.
You should have brought your rules out before you started having your conversation.
No, this is between us.
Okay. All right, go on.
Number 1, I don't compete with other men for women. Number 2, I don't do women who have boyfriends or who are married. So I'm going to opt out and let Jay choose between the 2.
But neither of them are.
Wait a minute. Let me.
Married.
Yeah, I'm not dating none of them.
But you guys missed the first thing I said.
Yeah, you don't compete for women. Well, let me ask you this, are you going to continue with the Are you going to continue with the virtual dating with Allison, or are you opting out?
Well, he has the option to continue with her as well.
Well, sure.
No, he hasn't. He
well,
hasn't
it's not the same thing. No,
hold
you're
on,
right, Ebony.
Hold on.
Okay.
He hasn't got the option to continue with Allison. What we've agreed is that he can come back on the show as a contestant. Allison is now done. Yeah. Allison has done her process.
Okay, my bad.
She's only going to converse with you.
Okay, my bad.
No, there isn't no competition.
But in relation to what N2 just said.
Shut up, Jay.
I'm not trying to compete, brother. We all shut
the hell up, Jay.
All right, but here's the thing. He's just introduced something which could gum up the works. Here's the thing. If Jay comes back as a contestant, and Allison and Jay make a connection, they'll be talking. Now, N2's already said he doesn't want to compete for that particular woman, even on a virtual date. So how's this going to work out then?
Allison doesn't come back as a contestant now. Allison will only come back and tell us how her date went. She's now ended in the process because she has been matched. Vic is in the same situation in that she will have a conversation with Jay. If they decide that they don't get on or whatever, she'll come back and she'll feed back. That's the end of the process. If they both end it at that stage, and there's no continuation in conversation. In the future, if either of them want to, they can come back and as contestants, but it will be with fresh people, not with the same people.
Okay, but here's the other side. Here's the other side of that.
Yeah, but here, let me try to make this sweet. Okay.
Go ahead.
Jay's going to come back as a contestant, and he's going to talk with Allison, right?
No, he's not coming back as a contestant because now he's chosen to talk to Vicky. So the next time he comes back, he has to tell us whether he's going to continue talking to Vicky. If he continues talking to Vicky, then he's no longer a contestant. All right, he'll no longer get that time.
So in other words, he's no longer. It's not to be continued. Okay.
You can't two-time her. It'll be the end of your show situation. If you decide that actually you don't get on with Vicky and Vicky decides she doesn't want to continue with you, you start afresh, but it will be a completely new person that you'll talk to.
Now let me ask this question.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me ask this question because this is where I got confused. Once me and Allison decided to talk to each other and made that decision, you put her back in the mix with Jay.
No, she's not in the mix with Jay. Actually, we were talking.
Yes, she was. Cause
that's the way I thought too, Ebony.
No. If she stayed on the show, and they managed to finish talking like they were going to do right now, and Jay didn't make a decision to meet with Vicky, then yes, there would be something to still come back and talk about. But there's nothing to talk about because he's now going to talk to Vicky.
All right, so in other words, Jay is not a contestant. He officially is having a virtual date with Vicky.
He's officially having a virtual relationship or talk with Vicky. And
N2 has a virtual relationship with Allison.
So the next show we'll have new women on from the UK who will be able to talk to new contestants who may be interested in having a date. All right. But the idea tonight was just for us to see how it went, for people to have the experience of the questions, how they hit, how you need to present yourself, and all of it has been a little bit. I know you guys, Vicky in particular, feels like it was hard work, but actually.
Okay, but let me ask you a question.
No, dating is hard work sometimes.
Yeah, but let me ask you the question. Jay, then, if he has a virtual date with Vix, right?
Yeah.
Now they don't get along. Now he's a contestant, but he's not going to talk to Allison, correct? Because she's in conversation.
No. She's in a conversation with N2.
So he's not going to have a conversation.
No, he's not. The only way that they get together is if N2 and Allison decide they have no future connection. And
then Jay can have his shot again.
Vicky, based on this show, you two need. Now you see how it works, the both of you. So you guys need to get together and draw up some guidelines so that there's no loopholes that we try to take advantage of.
And you don't have to worry about being in competition with the same woman then.
Exactly. Or a woman being in competition with the same guy.
Right. Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we're going to tighten it up completely, but this was our first run, our first opportunity to play the game, and I totally enjoyed trying it out because I think
this was fun, man.
This was fun. It was fun.
This show is gonna blow up. You guys are gonna need some help because this is gonna blow up.
Well,
I can see it now. I can see it now.
But I wanted to try it out on people, but I hope that people who listened learnt something as well, because I think in dating, often we don't get the chance to be in a nice, safe environment where we can test things out.
And guess who your next contestant is going to be? All facts. All facts.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Joe.
Oh,
Joe.
no, please, not
Hold up. Okay, I'll be quiet. Joe killed me with that shit yesterday. I was falling out my chair because that's how I remember him. That's how I remember him.
Okay, well,
but actually, he might be a good contestant because I have been girls interested tonight.
Potential contestants, okay? You've all been sorted tonight. Joe, I'm sorry you didn't get a date. I would offer you one if I was.
Joey's so cute.
Joe is the co-host. I put it in the chat room. Joe is the co-host on any game show. if you're involved with the game show, you're not eligible to be a contestant.
Read your contract.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm getting paid so much money, I forgot that my lawyer didn't take away the loophole.
Urgent money. Urgent money.
Just stepping in.
I'm sending you a hug.
Just get Vanna White. Just get Vanna White to spin the wheel, and that'll be Joe's lady. Vanna White, the lady that, the one that spins the wheel that just looks pretty and doesn't say anything.
Yeah, that's it. I won't do it.
Well, you know what? A little bit of colour.
He's good. And I thank you so much, Joe. I thank you, Joe, for sharing tonight with me. And my very first show, I know we talked about it into, but it's great to actually do it and see how people, respond to it.
You guys did a great job, man. You guys did a great job.
Yeah, I thought we did okay for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did excellent.
Find it up, and we'll come back, and it'll be much better.
And you got the right co-host because he brings gravity to the situation.
Well,
I like the way Joe does it because he just, when they started talking about. I think the first couple of questions kind of threw him off, but then I think it was Allison had asked him a question. I was like, oh, Lord, this is Joe's wheelhouse. When they started talking about drama, Joe was like, oh, okay, let me tell you about drama.
Yeah, not me. No.
Well, okay. Well, we are about 15 minutes from overtime, the end of overtime. My overtime, i.e. the time that I added onto the show. But I just want to thank everybody. I need to go to bed now, guys. And I will send you guys the information for each of the people that you kind of matched with tonight. And I look forward to next week when you guys come back and share your experience of the week. So you need to talk this week. You need to connect. If you want to put your camera on, you can. If you don't, I'm absolutely fine with that. But
you hear that, Jay and Vicky? You need to talk.
So come back and let me know how you connected.
Okay. Hold on, Ebony. What do you mean, Patrick, I need to put my camera on? Just because I like to be invisible.
Look, you do what's comfortable for both of you. So if you don't want your camera on, it's absolutely fine. But, if you're uncomfortable, whatever. But at least exchange some information and connect so that you can come back and tell us how it went, because people learn from your experiences, and I think it will encourage other people to come on and also share in the experience you've had. So let's just do it. It's a game, but it's also an opportunity to learn some skills about dating and communicating and connecting with people across the pond. Okay.
And can I give your co-host some advice? When Joe started laying down the law, don't ask me about my finances. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on this. I'm not on that. You're not going to get my web address. I put something in the chat room that neither one of you saw. I was like, damn, if you want to talk to Joe, you better get a signed affidavit.
By a good lawyer.
Because he's not playing.
No, I'm not. I'm here mainly as the co-host, but
I think you've got to play the game.
No, I was glad to play the game,
but
because in order to start it off. But I am your co-host for this particular portion of your particular show.
So you're out the loop now.
Yeah, because I'm not dating anybody overseas, and I'm not putting out my personal information on the internet. So I'm ineligible.
You're off limits. That's right. You're ineligible.
This is not for something within the United States where somebody's only an hour away. So, but other people, if they're willing to try to find a love connection across the pond, this is for them.
Yeah. I mean, Jay goes over there all the time.
Yeah. So it's perfect for him. So we can easily facilitate this type of thing.
Perfect.
Absolutely. So
you guys might be able to turn this into a TV show. You never know.
Who knows? No, but then could you imagine I'd actually have to meet up with Joe, see him in person? That would be hard.
I think it would be great.
You can meet my avatar. Don't worry about it.
Joe, it's so cute to meet up with you. That's Joe, how tall are you?
I'm tall enough.
Here we go with the height thing again.
I am tall enough, Vic.
Patrick, move aside.
The only reason why Vicky asked that question is because she's 5'10". That's the only reason why. Yes.
Vic, is that right? But you rejected me, so what do you need to know anything else about me for?
Look. You know,
what was the other dating show? Change of Heart?
Yeah, that was one.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the newlyweds when they didn't even know shit about each other.
But they were married.
I know.
Well, do you know what? The
only reason you rejected because you and N2's conversation would be much better than what I could have with you. So I don't want to be your ass. So I'm not going to be there. That's all I'm going to say.
Vicky is so detached. Oh my God.
Oh,
but you know what, Vicky? But you know what, Vicky? In spite of it all, I still love you. You're still a wonderful, beautiful person. Connect with the rest of the world. It's not gonna hurt you.
I am connected with the rest of the world. Don't give me a hard time. I'm just saying.
Don't connect with the rest of the world, sweetheart. You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
I'm gonna close the debate down because I'm putting so much love in the air, and I don't want to destroy my love connection, making me feel good tonight. So I'm gonna leave on a high. I'll leave you on a high, and just say we'll be back next Thursday, the same time, 10:30 our time, and that's 5:30 Eastern, and I guess that's got to be 4:30.
Make it 2 hours. Make it 2 hours.
We'll make it 2 hours. But I'm encouraging all the contestants out there who potentially would like to meet someone in the UK. Let's go for it. And also for the women in the US, if you want to meet a guy in the UK, get in touch with me. Let me know, and I will get a lineup.
Oh God! Now you want nuclear war.
I will get a line for the US ladies, of guys in the UK who may want to meet you. So it's lovely.
Women in the UK complain about men in the UK. Women in the U.S. complain about men in the U.S., and now you want to mix the two? What do you want, nitroglycerin?
Don't worry about it. There's somebody for everybody, okay?
Yes, there is.
Somebody for everybody.
And since it's going to be international, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be global.
It's going to be very interesting.
And also, Michelle, who's in Australia, I know she's in Australia, but Michelle, you're not excluded, and anybody who is from any other country, if you get in touch with me on email, you want to be part of the lineup.
Good. I'm glad you said that, because otherwise I was thinking...
Joe,
yeah.
you would love Michelle.
I don't know, maybe, but the thing is,
I'm telling you, Michelle sounds like a winner.
The thing is that I'm glad that you mentioned that, Ebony, because I thought that we were going to be restricted to the UK. But if we do have Australia, then we also have Sag, who's from New Zealand.
Exactly. And she's getting married, so she's
also... Oh, Sag is getting married?
Yes. Okay. She's engaged.
So let me say on behalf of
I did put global on my write-up. I put global on the write-up. So although initially it's going to be UK and US, we can include other countries. I'm not going to be just...
So what's the show going to be called? I have an idea. Global Connections.
We could have called Global Connections, but I started off with the No Drama Dating.
Global Village.
Or Global Village, it could be. Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice.
That would be nice.
That's nice.
That's a nice one.
Sure. Why not? Oh, the global dating game, anything like that, sure.
Yeah, global dating game would be good. Okay, you lot are helping. Okay, so I put in No Drama initially, but we can give it its own brand and its own name. So I'm gonna look up Global Village, which I like, Vicky. Thank you. And,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
And we're gonna say good night, right?
And let me say thanks for everybody for coming in. N2 and Vix and Allison and Jay and Greg. Let me say thanks for my, being that I am also the co-host for tonight. So let me just say thanks for everybody for showing up.
And we're gonna get a show. We're gonna get a show to get Joe hooked up. We're gonna find the quintessential female for Joe. No drama. Don't ask about his money. She just shows up. Pleases.
Goes up and gets happy.
It doesn't say anything unless spoken to.
Well, not quite like that. Don't give out that kind of impression.
Oh my God!
I was just joking. I was just joking.
All right, okay. Well, let's go, and I will give you something to leave on. I'll say a little prayer.
Well, you guys have a great segue into the next show because we have to come back with results.
We will, and I look forward to that.
It's great, man. You guys got a great show going. I'm
back on tomorrow morning on Rise and Shine, and the show starts
we're in the United States,
morning.
Dude.
Yeah,
we're
right.
We're in the United States, dude. That's like
7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So let me tell you that I'm going to bed now. Yes. What did you want to say, Vicky?
Say good night, and good night to Joe, and good night to Patrick. Honey child,
good night, Vicky.
I told you, Vicky. I done told you about that honey child. That's for women, not for men.
I like it.
You don't call men honey child.
Not in America, Vicky. Okay.
Yeah, but you
okay. Thank you, Joe. Will you please tell her?
Not in America, all right?
Okay. PC. I'll call you PC.
All right, I'm out. You guys have a good evening.
All right, take it easy.
And Joe, I'll see you on Perry Show.
All right, take it easy.
All right.
See you guys.
Good night, all. Good idea, Ebony. Good show. Thank you, everybody, for showing up.